Hola, welcome back to step 5 of Step by Step Spanish. I hope now the concept of sustantivos makes some sense to you. I hope you have done the task of the previous video, and like always, the answers of that task you can find in the description of this video. So today we are going to start with a topic which is very important to make sentences. Today we are talking about sujeto or the subject. Now who's the subject? A subject is the doer of the action in the sentence. Before we start, I would quickly remind you what is first person, second person and third person because I have written it all over. First person or primera persona is the person who's talking, who's speaking. Second person or segunda persona is the person to whom the first person is talking, and third person or tercera persona is about whom the first person is talking. In English, there is no differentiation between second person formal and second person informal. Means that in English, whether you're talking to your boss or your grandfather, or whether you're talking to your 2-year-old niece or your child, you only end up using you. There is no differentiation. There is no context of formal or informal for second person in English. But in Spanish, we do have differentiation. So once we start doing it, this will make more sense to you. So let us start with the sujeto or pronombre de sujeto. It is called sujeto subject or subject to noun. It is very important to get the sujeto or pronombre de sujeto right, because from the next video onwards we will start with the verbo or verb or the action word, and in Spanish the verbos or the verbs depend on the sujeto, the subject, for their conjugation. So it is very important that you get it right. So the first subject is yo. Yo es primera persona singular. First person singular. It is the equivalent of I. Tú es segunda persona singular. It means it is second person singular. But this is informal concept we do not have in English, because in English we use you for both formal or informal. But in Spanish we have a differentiation when we are talking to the second person. So if you are talking to your friend or somebody who's known to you or somebody who's younger than you, then you use tú, which means that you share a close bond with that person. So, tú es segunda persona singular informal, which is you but in an informal setup. Similarly, in the third category, we have all of the three together. The first one is él. Él es tercera persona singular masculino, which means it is third person singular or and masculine. That means it is used for the English equivalent of he. Ella es tercera persona singular and femenino, means it is third person singular but feminine, and it is used for the English equivalent of she. Usted. Usted es segunda persona singular. Now this is also segunda persona singular, second person singular, and this is also second person singular. But this is informal, this is used in the informal setup, and this is used in the formal setup. In order to show the differentiation between informal and formal, they have put it separately so that if you use tú, you understand that you are being informal with the second person or the person with whom you are talking. And if you use usted, that means you are being formal to the person with whom you are talking. Before I move on, I would want to draw your attention here. This L has an acento or a tilde. That is why it is tercera persona singular and masculino, which is he. Do you remember that in the last video we also did another L? So both the L's are right, but this means he and this means the artículo definido the. Careful here, because a tilde can also change the grammatical category of that word and also its meaning. This L is he, the subject pronoun, and this L is the definite article. So be very careful with the use of the acento or the tilde. These were the three singular forms. Now we move on to the plural forms. So is the singular form. Nosotros or nosotras are its plural form. Nosotros es primera persona plural pero masculino. So for that mixed group, we always use masculino plural. We use femenino plural only for a group that has only feminine nouns. So a group of like 90 girls and even 10 boys, we will still use nosotros, which is masculino plural. We use nosotras, which is primera persona plural femenino, even the group contains only and only feminine nouns. Nosotros primera persona plural masculino or a mixed group. Nosotras primera persona plural femenino is used only when the group contains only feminine nouns. Similarly, vosotros as segunda persona plural, it is second person plural. Informal, because two is informal, so vosotros is also informal, and it is vosotros is masculino or it is used for masculino or a mixed group. Vosotras es segunda persona plural, informal and femenino. Vosotros is used for you all in an informal setup for masculine or a mixed group. Is used for you all for only for a feminine group in an informal setup. The last category of sujeto is ellos, which is tercera persona plural masculino, they all, for a masculine or a mixed group. Ellas, tercera persona plural femenino, they all, only for a feminine group. This segunda persona plural, it is second person plural but formal. So you all in a formal setup. Before I wind up the video, let us quickly revise the 6 subjects or the 6 sujetos that we did today. Yo, tú, él, ella, usted, nosotros, nosotras, vosotros, vosotras, ellos, ellas, ustedes. Before I finish the video, I would like to talk about the common problems seen my students facing. Generally, for example, if you talk about mi padre, my father, person think that whatever is mine is first person, but you have to keep in mind that my father or my house or my class or my whatever is not me, it is third person. So wherever you see me and any noun, you always use third person. Similarly, when tú is there with any other subjects, use the subject pronoun vosotros. And if we have any proper noun like Maria, Marta, Marisa, Isabel, any proper noun in singular, we use this category, él, ella, usted. And any two proper nouns together, we use third person plural. I hope these tips will help you to understand the concept of sujetos in a better way. Also need to remember that we never change the order of the sujetos or pronombre de sujeto. They always appear in the same order. I hope you have understood the concept of sujeto or pronombre de sujeto, subject or subject pronouns in Spanish, because it is the foundation for the verbos or the verbs in Spanish. If you have understood it, that means you are ready for the task, which you can find in the description of this video. I hope you will try to do it. Always you can write your problems and your doubts in the comment section and I will try to answer that. Friends, again I would remind you to please like, share and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all in the next video. Adios.